You can be preparing so well now, but you are preparing, working, planning for yesterday. There is a way that you can be moving backward with determination, just because you are short-sighted about what is ahead. Whatever you have not done until now, it's not counting much against you. It's not counting much. You wouldn't believe it, but it's not. Even if you are in jail right now, if you are watching this live from the jail, right? Whatever you have done does not count more against you compared to what you are going to do or not do in the next 5 years leading to 2030. I say this to you, your life will never be more formidable, colorful, powerful than what you are going to do in the next 5 years. If everybody is wise, wisdom will be common with that right.
Feedback from the future.
You see, if you have listened to me at all, I know there are people on this call who just began to follow me. But if you have been following me at all, you know that I have consistently made very bold, categorical statements about the year 2030. About the year 2030. You see, the year 2030 is a lot, people. The year 2030 is a lot. Everything you are hearing about the new world order, everything you are hearing about the world is changing, all the things you hear about what is coming, what is happening, well, 2030 is the year that everything matures. From 2030 and above, 2030, 2031 and above, you are literally, we find the world unrecognizable. You won't believe it now. You see, when the color TV was coming to the world, people couldn't imagine it. When computers was coming to take out typewriters, people didn't see it coming. People were sure that it wasn't going to happen. People were sure that it's not that it wasn't going to happen. People were sure that typewriter has come for, that was their universe. Typewriter was their universe. They were sure they were going to use typewriters for the rest of their life. They were so sure. That was how they saw it. But as people were, Akudo, good to see you, Akudo, good to see you, Akudo. As people were putting stuff together, yeah, Kodak, yes, David Obute. As people were putting secretarial schools together, as people were putting typewriting schools together, as people were putting stuff together, computer was creeping in, just creeping in. Guess what? People were still investing in typewriters. People were importing typewriters into their spaces. People were learning, setting up secretarial schools, right? Learning how to use typewriters, right? Meanwhile, they had a business model. They had business plans. They were in the present, but they were preparing so hard for the past. Let us sink in. You can be preparing so well now, but you are preparing, working, planning for yesterday. There is a way that you can be moving backward with determination, just because you are short-sighted about what is ahead. It's such a simple thing, but should we list companies that have gone with this? Should we list Kodak? Should we list BlackBerry? Should we list Arthur Anderson? Should we list WorldCom? Should we go and on? Should we go on and on? Companies that have listened, nations. If you have been listening to me, you know I don't waste time in listening to these things. Nations. Should we talk about Soviet Union? Where's the Soviet Union now? Where's the Soviet Union? It was the superpower. You see, at the time, as you speak about the US, you are speaking about Soviet Union. Just like today, you are speaking about the US, you are speaking about China. US, China, US, China. In the 90s, it was, in the 80s, in the 70s, it was US, Soviet Union. US, Soviet Union. The nation cracked into pieces. The flag disappeared. Right? The anthem shifted. A whole nation, a superpower, standing side by side. Side by side. Akudo, God bless you. Standing side by side. You're going, Pastor Kayode, you are going too far behind. the Roman Empire, the British Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the Babylonian Empire, the Persian Empire. These were colossal, the Greek Empire. These were mighty, heavy power centers. They vanished still. Some of them are not dead. Like I told you, that power doesn't disappear. Power fades into a smallness. When you are in power and you don't recognize the relevance you have to curate for your future, you are not going to disappear. You are going to fade into a smallness there to endure the new power on the horizon. You are going to be there to face the new power, to endure the new power on the stage. It's so powerful. But listen, the moment you miss this idea that I share, you will be on ground. You will not be present. You will be around, but you are not present. Do you know what it means to be around and you are not present? It means you are not engaging the most pressing issues of your time. You are not focused. You are missing the most pressing issues of your time. And if you have listened to me, I've made the difference between commission and omission. And I've said to people, commissions are the things you did, the things your initiative you took, and they'll always be fine. What punishes people at old age? Right? Simply, Jola, I see you. What punishes people at old age? Old age is not commission, it's omission. What is omission? The things you are born to do that you never did. The moments you are born to spot that you never spot. You were distracted in, you were doing something else in, you missed those moments. The people you were born to connect with that you never connected with, those people, places, moments are going to torture you. You see, the voice of omission is lowest when you are in your 20s, when you are a teenager, when you are in your 30s, even in your 40s and 50s. Omission is quiet. Omission is loudest from age 60. Walter J. Photos. That's a great man. Find him. I see you, Walter. That's my homie. Wait, right in Dallas, right there. That's my homie. Good to see you, Walter. Say hello to everybody. They love you. So here we are to continue what I'm saying. So you find people, right? You find people focusing on their commissions, the things you are not really born to do. You will not be judged for not doing them, but it passed the test of popularity. It passed the standard of society, but it fails the test of essence. The things you are born to be. The things you are born to be, it fails that test. You see what I'm saying? So, and that is what we bring the depression, I don't want to use some words on the call, but things that get you to question whether one more day is even worth it on the earth, right? It's omission that comes to do that, bring regret, brings depression, frustration, bring all sorts from your 60 and above, right? The reason why that happens is because you miss the greatest focus of your own time, meaning that you were around, you were on ground, but you are not present. Now, like I said to you, the future is ahead. Measure it by 2030. Don't think too deep. Don't think too far. The eyes of the fool is on the ends of the earth. It sees so clear into the future, it forgets where he is. So don't let that be you. But there is a sense in which you can be so formidable in the present. Formidable, rich, empowered, clear, solid, controlling the market, dominating everywhere in the present, just like Kodak did, just like Blockbuster did, just like WorldCom did, just like BlackBerry did. You are Nokia. What about Nokia? You are so full. You are so full in the present. You got so loyal to what is working, you forgot it's going to change. You can be so loyal to what is working in the present and you forget it's going to change. Stay with me. That's not what I'm talking about tonight. You have been so focused in the present, you forget it's going to change, right? What does that mean? You are walking fully in the present for the future. There's a sense in which you can be working so hard for yesterday. You are working so hard into yesterday, not going forward. You are disconnected from the nutrients that take you to the future. You are still connected to the nutrients that keep you alive where you are. And then unguardedly, you are jogging so fast into yesterday. You are working so hard into the past. You are working so hard into irrelevance. You are working with determination, with speed into the history. You are working into history instead of working to the future. And so many people I see every day, in their positioning, in the words they say, in the way they associate, in the way they get angry, in the way they keep enemies, in the way they relate with the world, in the way they define their realities, in their worldview. You can see this person is working so hard into yesterday, is working so hard into the past, is working so hard, determinedly into history. That shouldn't be you. The greatest clarity you need now, believe me, it's not that you need to know God. Believe me, you can know God and be stuck, except you are talking to God about the real things you should be talking about, or God is talking to you about it and you are hearing, because the software running the universe has changed. The operating system, the very operating system running the universe has changed completely. You need to be in a different space. Now, I don't want to make it too big for you. I'm saying take 2030. Just take 2030 for starters. Charlie Caleb, I see you. Take 2030 for starters. How many years away is 2030? 5 years. 2026, 27, 28, 29, 30 years. 5 years. 5 is the number of grace. 5 years. There's a lot of allowance given to you now for 2030. It doesn't matter what you have not done. Believe me, I don't care what you have not done until now. I don't even care what you have done wrong until now. I don't care how many things you have done wrong until now. I don't care what you have not done at all that you're supposed to have done until now. You know why? Because the next 5 years is amazing grace. It doesn't matter where you have been, where you have not been, what you have done, what you have not done. The next 5 years is the great reset of everything. Are you aware that 2030 is the end of all you call SDG goals and millennial, all those goals? They all end in 2030. I didn't know that until a few months back. I've been speaking about 2030 since 2018. Since 2018. 2030 is the year our world changes, right? How old are you going to be in 2030? Think about it. How old are you going to be in 2030? If you are on this call, how old will you be in 2030? I don't know how old you will be, but listen to what I'm going to say. Let's assume in 2030, you are going to be, say, 20. Let's pick probably the lowest age you could be, will be 20. If you're on this call, you're going to be 20. Now, if you have heard me say something before, I said the future is 30. Have you heard me say that? I said the future is 2030. If you have heard me say that before, the future is 30. If you have heard me say the future is 30, Queen Ruth, find this lady. She's running a big company called Ruru. She's supplying fashion at a superior level. Find her. Queen Ruth. Find her. Now, listen, people. If you have ever heard me say the future is 30. If you have ever heard me say the future is 30, then let me know on this call that I've heard you say that. I've heard you say that. If you have heard me say it. Now, if you have also, Pastor J, I'm looking for you. I need to hear from you back. But PJ, that's my pastor right there. I can't help it. Pastor J comes to my life every time, so I have to honor, celebrate. That's my man in this world. Pastor J, good to have you here, sir. Celebrate you, honor you. You all know Pastor J. If otherwise, I would have said find him. You found him already on your own. Great, amazing standard. We're going to have Pastor J on Sunday live at the event. You have to be there. He's going to be speaking about something you need for your journey. Everybody on this call, you are fellow travelers. Come and travel. Come and receive nutrient for your journey. You can't afford to miss it, right? So you've heard me say that the future is 30. You've heard me say that the future is 30 from 2030. If you have heard me say the future is 30 from 2030, then let me know here. Now, from 2030, you have 30 years. 30 years. No matter who you are. If you are 20 in 2030, you will be 50 30 years from that time. If you are 49 on this call, 30 years after, you are 79. If you are 30 today, you'll be 60. So if you are 40 today, you'll be 70. If you are over 50 like me, you'll be over 80, right? Think about it. It means everybody on this call from 2030 and 30 years after that, you are not just a full-blown adult, you are an elder. You are an elder. In other words, you have rounded up. You have rounded up. So you are safe to use the next 30 years from 2030 as your bracket of ultimate expression of your meaning and your purpose. Because at the end of 30 years, you are planning your legacy. You are planning your legacy. You have no right to just talk about the future anymore. You have lost, once you are above 10 years old, okay, let me give you grace. Once you are above 20 years old, you have lost your right to talk about the future as a distance. You can only talk about the future as a present. Now that's deep, but you can only talk about the future as a present. Why? Because in 30 years' time, anybody on the face of the earth that is above 20 is a full-blown adult. You are getting close to the departure lounge of life, ready to take the flight, or you are taking the flight. It's one of the two. So, big up in your thinking, accept that kind of responsibility and say, so what do we need to do? So what you need to do is to know that the very foundation, you see, the next 30 years from 2030 is going to sleep on whatever you do or will not do in this decade. At the beginning of this decade, if you follow me, what did I call this decade? I call it the bed decade. I call 2021 the bed year, where all years are going to sleep on. So this decade is a bed. It's like a bed, like B-E-D. A bed, like literally a bed. Tops. I see you, Tops. So it's like a bed, literally. From 2031 to 2060, I'm going to sit on this bed called this decade 2020 to 2030. This is the bed. We have used 5 years out of this decade. We have 5 more years to go. 5 more years to go. In the next 5 years, whatever you do or do not do in these 5 years remaining, believe me, is going to form the foundation of your life for the next 30 years from 2030. You won't believe me. You will think I'm joking. You will say how. You will say all those nonsense that people say when they want to be, skeptical. But I promise you, I've studied this thing with my life. With my life. Part of what you must know about me, in case you are just meeting me, is that I gave birth to a child late. I gave birth to my child, my only child, in my 40s. Right? So, I've calculated it. If you become a father in your 40s, even if you live up to 80, your son max will be 30-something. So, you are going to leave your son a young man in this world. So, that is the fuel of my research into numbers of years. So, I started asking, what do I need to live with my boy? What must I do? What do I need to do that my remaining 20 years or 30 years with my son can be equal to somebody's 100 years with theirs? So I'm a late bloomer. For some reason, I've shared with you, I start the biggest thing in my life, the biggest things in my life late, right? But once I start, I gain speed. So I got a son late. So I had to go and research the things I must not miss. What do I need to do? What do I need not to do? So I started calculating. God launched me because of that process into a vista, a completely different portal, where I began to see numbers with a different weight, with a different class, with different meaning, right? So that's where it began for me. But I can tell you, the next 30 years is everything. Sorry, the next 5 years is everything for the next 30 years. It is the foundation. I call it the bird decade, the bird decade. When I say bird, I mean B-E-D decade. Why? Because it is the decade that all other decades from 2031 and above are going to sleep on. Whatever you do, whatever you have not done until now, it's not counting much against you. It's not counting much. You won't believe it, but it's not. Even if you are in jail right now, if you are watching this live from the jail, right? Whatever you have done does not count more against you compared to what you are going to do or not do in the next 5 years leading to 2030. I say this to you, your life will never be more formidable, colorful, powerful than what you are going to do in the next 5 years. What you don't do or what you do in the next 5 years will determine the color, the character, the weight of your remaining years. believe it or not. So this is a year, this next 5 years is about positioning. It's not about a lot of hard work. It's about positioning intelligently. It's about understanding deeply. It's about manifesting largely. Did you hear what I said? It's about understanding deeply. It's about positioning intelligently. It's about manifesting largely. You see what I'm saying? Understanding deeply, positioning intelligently, manifesting largely. You see what I'm saying? Largely manifesting, impressively large. Manifesting in such an impressively large way. Positioning intelligently. Hustling is done. Grinding, all those things have no future. Believe me. The future of manifestation is positioning, understanding deeply, and then manifesting largely. That's what is ahead. Now, think about that and say, what are you going to do? I'll tell you some things. You need to have an agenda. You see, it's not about planning, setting goals. People like Elon, study them. You see, Elon is a permitted force by the universe to raise a new standard for the natural abilities we are going to see for tomorrow's people. Everything you are calling great about Elon now, in the next 20 years, is going to be the generic behavior of everybody. So you can imagine what excellence will now look like in the next 20 years. Think about it. When all of us know the same thing, BrainNet, equalization of knowledge. Imagine that all of us can have the whole of Google in our brain. So you can't be telling us to come and write exams anymore, because all of us are going to know the same thing. The difference in people in the future is about what they can do, not what they know. Because we all know the same thing. So we won't be setting exams. Apprenticeship is coming back. Apprenticeship is coming back as a major determinant of the proof of what we understand and what we know. Not the test of recall, which is exams and academics. Not the test of recall. So the future is changing. Longevity. People are going to live long. I've told everybody that care to listen. The future is great on many levels. It's not just strength. People are not going to die. You are going to see the guy who is a programmer today in his 50s. Listen, when you are 54, he will still be there. He will be 90-something. He would not die because of breakthroughs about human biology, about biotech, about all kinds of biohacks, right? He's going to stay alive.
Do you enjoy Olakunle Soriyan's content here on YouTube? Then you should be on Illuminate. It's the mentoring platform of Olakunle Soriyan, with over 25 years of private sessions, decoded frameworks, and content unavailable anywhere else. Visit bit.ly/PK Illuminate. Subscription starting from $10 per month.
The future is great. The future is great. G-R-E-Y. G-R-E-Y. The future is great. So I was saying that the guy who is 54 now, with all kinds of breakthroughs in biotech, biohacks, and all kinds of things, the fact of the umbilical cord, so many things we can go into. People are going to live for 200 years again. In this century, within the next 2 decades, people are going to live for 150 years easily. They will be 120 and they'll be standing straight, right? All of that is going to be happening. All of that. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? The old are not dying. Now, they have the skills you have. Anybody can learn about the app. The world is going to be borderless. People are going to be in their house getting all kinds of certifications in their houses. So what are they going to do? The guy has your skill. The guy is older than you, wiser than you. He has failed more than you. He has more regrets than you. So he's more humble than you. He's more emotionally intelligent than you. And then the job you are doing does not need him to be there physically. He's keeping fit, he's healthy, he's standing straight. He can sit down in his house in front of his computer like you can do. And the role is remote. What does that mean? He's going to take your job. He's going to be 62 and he will take your job. He's going to be 54 and he will take your job. He will take your job. He will take your job, except you are going to match him at that level of exposure, experience, intelligence, emotionally, culturally, socially, right? Streetwise, he's 74. He has all your skills and he's not dying. He's applying for your same job and he's getting all the jobs. You see, the future is going to get very interesting. Very interesting. People think old men we are not going to die. People are not going to die easily anymore. In fact, somebody already wrote a book called The Death of Death. The Death of Death. And what they are saying is that from 2050, the choice to age will be the new suicide. The choice to age. Incredible. You can debate all these things, but these are works that people are giving their time and their energy to. I think, okay, I didn't know what. Oh, I see you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, sir. So people, stay focused. Understand that in the future, everything you are calling excellence today, even to quality minds like people like Bill Gates, people like all those kind of people will be the way everybody behaves in the future. So exceptionalism in the future is not going to be as you know it, because the future will be, the relevance in the future will be defined at the core by how you can do what machines cannot do, or if you are intelligent enough to partner with machines. The moment machines functioning at a level of intelligence are forcing you to go above them, then what will be the standard of excellence amongst human beings? What, because people don't know, people just say, oh, AI will be awesome, amazing, demanding, threatening. But guess what? Some people are going to position now in such a way that they can beat ChatGPT. They can do what AI cannot do. Those are the kings of the future. Those people, though, will be challenged by AI to think at a level, because they must be better than machines. There are only two people in the future who are relevant. Those who are better than machines, who can do what machines cannot do, and those who can partner with machines. Is those two people that can really make a difference in the future. And the intelligence you'll be functioning with is completely away. Louis, I see you, Louis, all the way from Calgary. I see you, Louis. The intelligence at that level will be completely away from what we have known today, right? So my challenge to you is very simple. Stretch now so that you won't be stretched in the future. Stretch now so that you won't be stretched in the future. And guess what that stretching is? It's like labor into your rest. Labor now so that you won't have to labor in the future. Lean into your rest now. And how do you do that, people? How do you do that? Many things you are going to do. Start with the next 5 years. Start with the next 5 years. Start with the next 5 years. 2026 to 2030. What do you need to do? Get an agenda. Get an agenda. Position. Position. Think. Clarity at a deep level. All of that, plus navigating in the universe globally, galactically. Because I tell people, being Bill Gates, Elon Musk is not global. When you are global, you are doing mighty things on planet Earth, in different geographies on planet Earth. That's global. When you are doing mighty things beyond planet Earth, you are thinking of Mars. You are thinking of eternity. You are now galactic. You are no longer global. You are now above being global. You are now galactic. So when we say galactic capitalist, we are talking about people with a type of positioning that transcends the limits of today. They transcend the limits of geography. In other words, people who work in such a way, who think, communicate, connect, contribute, make impact in such a way that transcends the limits of time, space, and matter. The limits of time, space, and matter. And that's a different level altogether, King River. I see you. That's a different level altogether. So on Sunday, I'm going to be teaching deeply on galactic capitalist. The galactic capitalist. Who is he? Who is he? What does he see? How does he function? That's who you must be. In other words, I'm teaching you how to position for 2030. If you can afford it, a table of 6, 5 is 1.250. Get it and gather your people, your lieutenants, your number 2, your number 3, your brother, your cousin, your wife. Gather everybody and sit down there. If you can't afford it, you can afford only your ticket. It's 300K. Go get it. Go get it and get into the room. Get into the room. So this, because there is a way this thing is going to play out. I am crying now ahead. I'm your John the Baptist. I am crying to position you as the relevant force from 2030, not by 2030, from 2030. Because 2030 in itself is not an end, it's a beginning. It's a necessary bend into a new beginning. So come into this boat, find work to do, get into this reality, learn, learn, learn. I can tell you skills that are useless already. They're already useless. Even though you are still being paid for it, they are completely useless already. You just don't know. You need time to wake you up into a relevance for you to understand the uselessness of what you pride yourself in. On many levels, you need clarity. So, galactic capitalism. I said something in the promo, and when I started putting the flyers out, the serpentine intelligence, I call it the serpentine mandate. Evil is going to rise. To preserve your soul with contact without contamination, you will need to be functioning at a level of clarity. You will need to be penetrating at a level of clarity. It's deep, people. It's deep, very deep. So I encourage you to be humble, right? If you have your savings somewhere, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to break that saving and make, because this kind of things can't come for free. It cannot come for free, right? I've tried to make it free. People have fought me. My team have fought me down to say these things cannot be. And for what the branding is, people like Pastor J have fought me to say, you got to raise this game to this level. So it's the reality. So you're not going to get this for free, right? So get out of your way. Get out of your way to begin to ask how you... There's no online viewership, unfortunately. I wish, but my team are gatekeeping this one for a few, because this is not a conversation for everybody. It's not going to be a big room either. It's not going to be a big room. We're not creating one big hotel kind of room. No, it's a small room for a few people, because even if I teach and teach and teach, very few people can manifest this thinking. Very few people can start working on it from Monday morning. Most people are going to hear it. It's going to excite them. They're going to love it, but they can't do anything about it. So it's for those who can do something about it, right? So go out of your way. Go to the website. You know, if you don't know what to do, DM me. I'll tell you what to do. If you don't know how to navigate, just DM me. Just DM me. Just send me a DM and say, PK, I want to be there on Sunday. I'm ready to make my payment for me and my team, for me and my friends, for me and my wife, for me and my husband, or for me alone. What do I need to do? What's the cost? How do I get in? Is there still space? Believe me, space are selling really fast, really fast. There is a selection going on, people. There's a selection going on. What I want to say now is priceless. It's so important. This is worth your weight in gold. What's your weight right now? 80 kg, 100 kg, 200 pounds? Whatever your weight is, what I want to say now is worth, that's your weight in gold. In gold. So listen to this and listen well. There is a selection going on. This selection is not being done by man. It's being done by God through the universe on the back of providence. Providence, universe, God. There's a selection. It's a selection between two classes of people, right? The future, as I understand it, does not have a middle class. The future, as I understand it, does not have a middle class. I don't have all the time to break that down. There's no middle class. The selection going on now is a distinction between those who have and those who have not. Between the haves and the haves not. Between the lower class and the upper class. The best way I represent this is what I call the Hunger Games Society. The Hunger Games Society. And in the Hunger Games Society, go check it. If you have seen the movie Hunger Games, the very first installment, you are going to see how there is a colony and there is the capital, and that people in the capital can go to the colony, but people in the colony cannot go into the capital, right? Immigration is going to be the singular tool for this demarcation. Now, let me tell you something. This is what I believe. You can fight me all you want, but I believe that between now and 2040, how many years is that? 15 years. I believe one government is going to show up. One government is going to show up in the world. And guess what the demand will be? Immigration. Now, when you hear one government, you know how you think about it. You think of a world president. Somebody who is the president of the world, and then all the other presidents will become governors. There will not be governor of Nigeria instead of president of Nigeria. You know, there will not be local government chairman. There will not be, no. That's not how it's going to work. Every time you hear the possibility of one government, nations will still keep their sovereignty. Nations will still keep their borders. Now, listen to this. There will still be presidents of countries. There will still be passports of each country. There will still be currency for each country. But let me give you a scenario. You know how the European Union works, where you are a member of the European Union, but there's euro as the central currency. You can have any other currency around you, but there's euro. Now, there's a visa to get into France. If you want to go to France alone, there's a visa. There's the French visa. There's the German visa. There is the Belgian visa. There is every European country have a visa program for their country. But there is the Schengen visa. There is the Schengen visa, who, if you have that visa, you can enter any European country without going to get a visa of that particular country, because the EU has empowered that Schengen visa as the global visa to move everybody within the European Union freely without any. It impacts on trade, it impacts on the movement of ideas, it impacts on GDP per capita income, it impacts on so many things. That's what they have done. So at that level, you still have the sovereignty of each country, but willingly, by a common pause, they've created a connectivity node. They've created a connectivity node that allows them to collaborate, partner, synergize, and move freely despite the sovereignty of each border. So, for example, if COVID did not end the way it ended, in that a vaccine was found and then a vaccine became the savior of the human race, let's assume it wasn't found. I assure you, if COVID had delayed for another 1 year without the idea of vaccine, if that did not happen, by now, there will have been a COVID passport by now. If by 2022, there will have been a COVID passport. And then you won't be able to move in the world, buy as you want, navigate as you want without that passport. There are places you cannot go. There are rooms you cannot enter except you have that passport. There will be some form of COVID ID that governs how we move in the world, right? But the vaccine that was found made it easy for us to shift from that commitment. So in the future, because desperation is going to increase in different nations, I promise you that. There's going to be desperation. There's going to be fear, insecurity. People are going to need economic security. You've seen immigration, now you've not seen nothing. People will need to move, right? I have said it time and again that the next colonization will be voluntary. People of their own accord are going to submit themselves. Nations are going to submit to say, we can no longer handle our realities. Buy us. Just buy us. Just buy us as a country. So countries will own other countries voluntarily. Companies like Apple, maybe, we own other countries. Companies, we own nations. Again, not by bomb this time, not by guns this time, but by willing, voluntary surrender, that we can no longer handle our reality. Buy us. I have about 7 countries I can give you right now in this call, but I won't, that are jogging for that voluntary colonization, already ready, right? They are there. Then individuals, families are going to own countries. Families are going to own countries. Businesses, companies, we own companies. Then governments, we own, listen to me again. Families, we own countries. Families, we own countries. Individuals, we own countries. Companies, organizations, we own countries. Then nations, we own nations. Not through war, not through fight, not through manipulation, but through surrender. It's going to happen, right? Now, once that, the necessity of that is pain that will multiply, evil that will multiply, poverty that will multiply, right? There'll be food, enough food, but controlled by key gatekeepers. You see what I'm saying? There'll be water controlled by key gatekeepers. So what's going to happen? For the world to be able to endure that level of contradiction, the gates to the power blocks, to the power nations must be blocked. So immigration is going to get more and more complex, more and more complex, more and more complex as we move into the future. Believe me. So you got to come movement correct. You have to be able to move in the world with ideas, not just with your body, but with your mind first, with ideas first, then with your body following, right? You have to come correct on that level. Immigration is going to be a major, major, major game changer in the future. So how do you position yourself now such that no country can deny you visa, assuming you are not even their citizen? And then, or maybe you want to come correct that you are part of a citizenship that cannot be stopped in the world. So the key to beating that is either you raise your game to the level where you are the attraction of every country. Though you are not a citizen of that country, they want you around and in their country because you have passed the standard of the technicality that defines relevance at the time. In the way you position yourself, in the way you do your business across the globe, they will put you right there. Then outside, on the side of that is the fact of residency and citizenship, whereby your positioning, you've taken yourself to the level of a citizen of a country with such pedigree, whatever those countries are. Because just because some countries look powerful today does not mean they will remain so in 20 years' time. A lot is changing. A lot is changing. So don't forget that on that day on Sunday, I'm going to be zeroing in on how to be elastic for the weight of immigration and position intelligently for the future, such that when the numbers are being counted and movement is arrested, time arrested, geography arrested, matter arrested, and people are now moving with relevance as the critical exchange factor, with relevance as the critical greatness factor, with relevance as the critical success factor, destiny factor, legacy factor. Relevance will become that factor, movement factor. You'll be moving on the weight of your relevance in the world, right? That relevance is what you must position for, so that when there are approvals for movement, you'll be priority on that space. And whatever the book of life is, whatever that book of life is, you will be there on the weight of your relevance. Not because you have money now. There are people with a lot of money now. They are jogging fast into yesterday. They are moving fast into history. They are moving fast into nothingness.
Do you enjoy Olakunle Soriyan's content here on YouTube? Then you should be on Illuminate. It's the mentoring platform of Olakunle Soriyan, with over 25 years of private sessions, decoded frameworks, and content unavailable anywhere else. Visit bit.ly/PK Illuminate. Subscription starting from $10 per month.
Feedback from the future.